Monsters, demons, vampires, these creatures have become part of many culture folklore and are often mentioned when discussing tales of the paranormal. The Mothman in West Virginia is one that comes to mind. There are many stories, legends and reports of mysterious figures lurking just beyond the edge of our peripheral vision that only appear before us in order to scare us out of our wits. These creatures have become rooted in the human collective consciousness. They are both creepy and terrifying. It's difficult to judge what these beings are that have seemingly stepped out of a nightmare. One of the most enduring examples of demonic-like intruder was an ominous figure cloaked in black that stepped out of the shadows to terrorize a small Massachusetts town and has remained a perplexing mystery ever since. Let's explore the case of the mysterious demonic monster of Massachusetts. Number 7. The beginning. Everything started back in October 1939 in Provincetown, Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Children had claimed that they had seen a really tall figure dressed in black that would appear out of nowhere, growl ominously, and then disappear in a sudden flash. Some reports claimed that whatever it was had a hideously deformed face with glowing eyes. Whatever the children had seen, they were certainly terrified by this ghoulish phantom, and the children returned home shaking and crying. While the children were no doubt upset and scared, the adults never took them very seriously. It was Halloween season after all, and it seemed like it was someone playing a prank, or the overactive imagination of children. Number 6. Adult witnesses. Things changed when a woman named Mary Costa was walking down shadowy streets just past the city hall when she claimed to see an impossibly tall figure, at least 8 feet tall, leap out of the bushes and jump out in front of her. She described it as having long and pointed ears with glowing eyes, which it used to give her a cold stare before fleeing quickly with inhuman leaps and bounds. Costa claimed she ran to a nearby coffee shop and told the people there what she had witnessed. Some of them at the shop went out to check to see if they could find the creature, but the intruder had disappeared. In the beginning, the police did not take the reports very seriously, but it didn't take long for other adults to report similar situations. In each case, everyone saw a shadowy apparition dressed in black with a cape and glowing eyes that were either red or silver. It was also said to have long pointed ears that were silver. They also said the apparition would make a strange buzzing noise as if accompanied by a huge insect, while others said it let out an unsettling, malevolent laugh with an unearthly tone. The creature was also said to be agile and possessed a superhuman ability to jump over 10 feet in one single bound. What was curious is that the police would sometimes get 2 different reports from 2 different parts of town at the same time, suggesting the phantom was either remarkably quick, could teleport between places, could fly, or perhaps most disturbingly, that there was more than one of whatever it was. Number 5. Violent attacks. While the majority of the encounters involve the dark phantom startling and terrorizing witnesses before disappearing, which it apparently enjoyed doing, there were the occasional incidents that proved to be more harrowing. There was one case where a man called Charles Farley claimed he shot and hit the creature, but that was unfazed by the attack. It just laughed maniacally before leaping over a high fence in one go. There was another man who reported being cornered by the entity. His first instinct was to throw a punch at it. He claimed the phantom caught his fist and crushed his hand, breaking it, before effortlessly throwing him to the ground. There was another violent incident where another witness claimed the creature had struck out at him with superhuman strength, which sent him flying through the air. Other men reported being overpowered easily by the creature. There were even stranger accounts that claimed the creature shot blue fire from its mouth. Number 4. The Black Flash. It didn't take long for the town and other areas to be buzzing with chatter about what had quickly become known as a Provincetown Phantom, the Black Phantom, the Devil of the Dune, the Phantom Fiend, and the Black Flash. The Black Flash was a name the media would stick with, and it was the most popular name for the spectral creature lurking around. There were a number of sensationalised reports about the Black Flash appearing in newspapers and newscasts on the radio, which, when combined with the increase in sightings, really whipped the public into a frenzy. Speculation about what the creature might be ran rampant, with some people believing it was just a peeping Tom or prankster, with others suggesting it was a supernatural entity such as a ghost or demon with an agenda beyond human comprehension. Some of the more religious people suspected the phantom could be the actual devil. Number 3. Media frenzy. The problem was exacerbated even further by the bizarre events surrounding the Black Flash fiasco. The story unfolded not long after the 1938 Orson Welles' War of the Worlds broadcast, which aired on Sunday, October the 30th, 1938, and sent people around the country into a mass panic, believing that it was real. More stress was created when World War II started and when America became involved, which was weighing heavily on the mind of the American people, not to mention the devastating after effects of the Great Depression. On top of all this, other weird things were happening in the immediate area, including the news of a sea monster washing up on the shore near Wood End. The sea monster would later be identified as being a rotting basking shark. There were also a serial arsonist who was terrorising the town. All of these events coming together, no doubt, helped to bring more attention to the Black Flash story, leading to sensationalising by the media, where they started exaggerating and over-dramatising the news reports. This gave the story a life of its own in the minds of a population whose imaginations were already primed to run wild. Number 2. 1945. The story goes that Provincetown would be tormented by the Black Flash for another 7 years to 1945. One of the incidents from 1945 involved a group of police officers who said that they saw the phantom jump over a 10-foot high fence when they visited a schoolyard to investigate supposed sightings. Just a month later, a group of children claimed to have been attacked by the Black Flash. The children escaped and hid in the house to get away from it, cowering as it banged on walls and rattled the doors. A man by the name of Louis Jeannard was said to have thrown a pan of hot water at the creature, which supposedly sent the phantom screaming into the night, and was the last reported incident of this enigmatic creature. The incidents up to 1945 were recorded by the researcher Joe Citro in the book Passing Strange, in which he claims the stories had been recounted to him by folklorist Robert Cale, who himself wrote about the Black Flash in the book New England's Mad and Mysterious Men. The book says the good people of Provincetown were terrorised by the phantom for several years. The details provided by Citro and Cale are the most referenced for stories about the Black Flash, but there has been some disagreement over the timeline of events. Number 1. Conclusion. So, what did people really encounter in that period, where many of the descriptions were quite credible, whilst others appeared a bit far-fetched? Humans have a propensity to exaggerate and fantasize about things they cannot explain, as they need an answer for everything. If this creature did really exist, what happened to it, and where did it go, or, more frighteningly, will it return? If it does decide to visit us again, one thing is for certain: most people would be able to record the incidents on their smartphone, and we would finally have proof of its existence.